Hola y bienvenidos a este video donde vamos a hablar sobre los animales y las mascotas. Hello and welcome to this video lesson where we're going to be talking about animals and pets in Spanish. Los retos de esta clase son aprender las palabras para hablar de diferentes animales, entender cómo usar palabras o nombres masculinos, femeninos y plurales, y entender cómo decir si tú tienes mascotas o animales y si no. Primero, a dog en español se llama un perro. Un perro. So here we've got un in blue to remind you that this is a masculine article meaning a. And perro ends in o, which is usually a clear indication that it is a masculine word. Un perro, a dog. Un gato. Un gato significa a cat. Again, it's a masculine word ending in o and with un, which is the masculine article for a. A rabbit en español se dice un conejo. A rabbit, un conejo. So that J is a j sound. Un conejo. Again, es masculino. A bird en español se llama un pájaro. Un pájaro, a bird. So again, masculino, it's masculine, and we've got that J sound, j, pájaro, a bird. A horse en español se llama un caballo. Un caballo, a horse. The way the double L is pronounced varies a bit across the Spanish-speaking world. For example, in most of mainland Spain it's a y, so caballo. In parts of South America it's a j, caballo. And in Buenos Aires in Argentina or in parts of Uruguay it's a sh, caballo. So you can choose the way you want to pronounce it depending on who you want to speak Spanish to in the future. Un ratón is a mouse. Un ratón. Okay, so this one doesn't end in an O, but it's still a masculine word, so we need to use un, the masculine article. Fish en español se llama un pez. Okay, again, the pronunciation of C's and Z's in mainland Spain, most people say pez, un pez, so it's like a TH sound. In Latin America, un pez, so it's more of an S sound. Un pez, a fish. Un hámster, a hamster. So it's just, they've just taken the English word, but you don't pronounce that H. Un hámster, a hamster. The next few words we're going to look at are feminine words. Una rana. Una rana, a frog. So it ends in a good indication that it's a female or a feminine word, and the article we use, the word for a, is una. Una rana. A snake, en español, es una serpiente. Una serpiente. So it looks and sounds a lot like the word serpent in English, but this can be any type of snake, not just serpents. I've put the E in purple because words that end in E are sometimes feminine, they're sometimes masculine. But this one is feminine, so it's una. Existen muchas maneras de decir a guinea pig en español. So there are lots of ways of saying guinea pig in Spanish. In mainland Spain, you might hear una cobaya. Una cobaya. In Argentina, you might hear un conejito de Indias, a little rabbit of the Indias, or un puerquito de Guinea, a little pig of Guinea. So a bit like the English if you translate it literally. You also might come across un cobayo, so the masculine version of una cobaya, and also the word un coy in Peru, Ecuador, y Colombia. Okay, so that's what you might see in the northern parts of South America. Tortoise en español es una tortuga. una tortuga. A rat is una rata. Okay, so ratón is mouse, and it might make you think of rat because it sounds like rat, ratón, but this is the word for rat, una rata. So just remember, ratón is masculine, but rata is feminine. So un ratón, a mouse, una rata, a rat. So to ask someone if they have any pets, you can ask them, ¿Tienes animales? ¿Tienes animales? Do you have any animals? And to answer, yes, I do, you can say sí, tengo, yes, I have, and then some of the words we've looked at with the indefinite article. That means the word for a. So for example, sí, tengo un perro. Yes, I have a dog. Sí, tengo un gato. Yep, I've got a cat. Un conejo, un pájaro, un caballo, un ratón, un pez, una rana, una serpiente, una cobaya, una tortuga, una rata. Any one of those we could use. You might have more than one, but for now we're just going to focus on singular animals. To add a bit more detail, you could also say, sí, tengo un perro que se llama Dingo. Yes, I have a dog who is called Dingo. Or sí, tengo una tortuga que se llama Fred. Yep, I have a tortoise who is called Fred. Now, it might be the case that you don't have any animals. If that is the case, you can respond, no, no tengo animales. No, I don't have any animals. I don't have any pets. And that's a bit of a boring answer because, I mean, it's the reality. If you don't have any pets, no, no tengo animales. But to give a bit more of an interesting answer, we could say, no, no tengo animales, pero me gustaría tener. So, no, I don't have any animals, but I would like to have. And then we could use one of our animal words. So, no, no tengo animales, pero me gustaría tener un pez. No, I don't have any pets, but I would like to have a fish. Or no, no tengo animales, pero me gustaría tener una serpiente. I don't have any animals, but I would like to have a snake. And to make this even more interesting, we could then say, no, no tengo animales, pero me gustaría tener una serpiente que se llamaría David. I don't have any animals, but I would like to have a snake who would be called David or David. Now, it might be the case that you have more than one pet, in which case we need to learn how to make these singular words, these singular nouns, into plurals. So we know we can now say, sí, tengo un perro. Yep, I have a dog. But it might be that we've got 3 dogs. If that's the case, we'd say, tengo 3 perros. So we'd give the number, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the noun also needs to get an S on the end. And this should make a lot of sense because we do this in English. I have a dog, I have 3 dogs. We have to add an S to the word dog. So in Spanish we do exactly the same. 3 dogs, 3 perros with an S. We know how to say tengo un gato, I have a cat, but we might have 2 cats. If that's the case, tengo 2 gatos. I have 2 cats. Again, we just add an S. Tengo un ratón, but if we've got 2. Now this is where things are slightly different to the English because we don't just say 2 ratones. We can't just add an S straight after a consonant in Spanish. It's not allowed. We have to say 2 ratones. Okay, so we add ES to the noun if it ends in a consonant. So now if someone asks you, ¿Tienes animales? You should be able to give a bit more of an interesting response. It might be that you say something like, sí, tengo 2 perros, 3 gatos, y un conejo. Yep, I have 2 dogs, 3 cats, and a rabbit. But we can still give some extra details and make this even more interesting. You might want to give the names or the ages of your animals, or talk about their hair color or their eye color, or some detail about them that is just really special. So you might say something like, sí, tengo 2 perros que se llaman Dingo y Lola. So when we've got un perro, we can say que se llama, ending in an A, but when we've got more than one, we need to change llama to llaman. The same as in English, we say who is called for one dog, but who are called for two dogs. So the verb changes a bit. So in Spanish, if you add an N to an AR verb like llamar, it then becomes plural. Tengo dos perros que se llaman Dingo y Lola. I have two dogs who are called Dingo and Lola. You could put a comma in there and then list the next animal. Sí, tengo dos perros que se llaman Dingo y Lola. Tres gatos que tienen 5, 8 y 10 años. So we could talk about ages, remembering that in Spanish we don't say I am 5 years old, we say I have 5 years. And here we're going to say they have 5, 8 and 10 years. So again, tiene, he, she or it has, but tienen, they have. So 3 cats who have 5, 8 and 10 years. So we say who are 5, 8 and 10 years old. Y un conejo. Again, some extra details. Y un conejo que se llama muesli. And a rabbit who is called muesli. So that should give you an idea of how you can make a really nice, extended, really interesting answer to the question, ¿Tienes animales? If you do have pets, try and write a similar response. Give the names, the ages of your pet or your pets. If you don't, then go back and look at how you say, no tengo animales, pero me gustaría tener dos perros que se llamarían Dingo y Lola. Okay, so you can talk about what animals you would like to have and what they would be called. And that brings us to the end of this video lesson. Muchísimas gracias por ver. Thank you very much for watching. Some next steps you might want to take are to practice writing a few sentences about what animals you have or don't have, what animals you would like to have and what they would be called. Put as many extra details in your writing as you can and write any new vocab down from this video. So go back through, write it down, make yourself some flashcards so you can learn this and revise this. You can also use things like Duolingo to practice vocabulary. Just 5 minutes a day will really help you to extend, broaden your vocabulary so that you can say more things in Spanish. Otra vez, muchísimas gracias y espero que te vaya muy bien con el español.